Bang.
Hello, my name is Paperback and my new book. In France, people have a phrase, spirit of the stairway. In French, basically, that's yeah. It means that moment when you find the right answer, but it's too late. Say you're at a party and someone insults you. You have to say something. So under pressure, with everybody watching, you say something lame. But the moment you leave the party, as you start down the stairway, the magic, you come up with the perfect thing you should have said, the perfect tripling put down. That's the spirit of the stairway. The trouble is, even the French don't have a phrase for stupid things. You actually do say under pressure the stupid, desperate things you actually think or do. Some deeds are too low to even get a name, too low to even get talked about. That is which makes me think of a story. Everything makes me think of a story about 3 dogs, an American dog, and a Russian dog, and a Ukrainian dog. These were having a visit. The American dog was telling them about the things were in this country. He said, you barking, you bark long enough, and then somebody comes along and gives you some meat. The Ukrainian dog says, what's meat? The Russian dog says, what's bark? I've been collecting stories that are told in the Soviet Union and Russia by their people on themselves, which reveal they've got a great sense of humor, but they've also got a pretty cynic attitude their system. In America, when you tell Soviet jokes, everyone dies laughing. In Russia, when you tell Soviet jokes, everyone laughing dies.
When I think people in life, it reminds me of a story, and I know some here have heard people tell this before. It may be everybody knows it, but pretend that you haven't heard it, because I like to tell that story. It's a story about the parent with the 2 children and 2 sons, and one of them was a dyed-in-the-wool pessimist, and the other one was an incurable optimist, and the third, they were both so unrealistic that they talked to a psychiatrist about it, and he said he thought he could solve the problem, and they said, well, what well, he said, let's get the most magnificent set of toys any boy ever had, and we'll put him in a room, we'll take the pessimists there, and then we'll turn him loose, and when he sees those toys and knows they are all for him, he'll get over being a pessimist. They said what he could do about the optimist, but he said, I have a friend who's got a racing stable, and he said we can get quite a quantity worth to clean out of the stable, and we'll put that in another room, and when the optimist has seen his brother get those toys, and then he gets that, he'll get over being an optimist. Well, they did it finally after a period. They then went in and followed in where the boy was with the toys, and he was sitting there crying, and they said, What are you crying about? He said, well, I know somebody could have come and take this away from me. And they went down to the room with the optimist, and he was on the top of that pile of stuff, and he was throwing it over his shoulder as fast as he could, and they said, "What are you doing?" He says, "There is got to be a pony in here somewhere."
And the audio. The story was an American and a Russian arguing about the two countries. The American said, "Look, in my country, I can walk into the Oval Office. I can pound the president's desk and say, 'Mr. President, I don't like the way you're running my country.' The Russian said, 'I can do that.' The American says, 'You can?' The Russian, 'Yes, I can walk into the Kremlin, pound their desk, and say, 'Mr. Russian President, I don't like the way the American president is running his country.'" Well,